Welcome in to the Week 2 edition of Bennie and the Bets. The debut edition in Week 1 was pretty successful. Shout out to Pete Carroll for letting Russ cook. Shout out to Tyler Lockett and DK Metcalf hitting their overs. Shout out to the Seahawks for winning. Shout out to FanDuel for same-game parlays. And let's get back after it in Week 2. So excited. So my favorite bet of the week is the Bucks and Panthers over. I've seen it anywhere at 46.5, 47, 47.5, and I think the Bucks might be able to get there by themselves. Okay, I kind of kid, but again, I continue to say Panthers defense is atrocious. Angry Tom Brady wants to get his first win as a Buccaneer. He'll be able to do whatever he wants through the air. No Eli Apple. Panthers already have the worst defense, potentially, historically, as I've continued to say, and their rush defense is awful, so Ronald Jones, even Fournette, might actually look better than he usually does today. And then we have a lot to run it back with to get points with the Panthers, right? We've got Christian McCaffrey, DJ Moore, Curtis Samuel, Robbie Anderson. So really like the over there. And I like the Bucks minus 8.5. Now, if you want to get smart, you can alternate bet that down to minus 6.5 because I definitely think they win by a touchdown, but I think they win by double digits. So, of course, you can put both of those two together for a same-game parlay. Again, I'm trying to pick at least one game that I like to do that with, and last week it was Seattle and Atlanta. I'm not as deep in the weeds on player props throughout the week for the main slate because I'm just kind of hyper-focused on lineups and DFS and stuff like that. But because this game intrigues me, Ronald Jones, at least last night, his rushing prop was 58.5 yards. He hit that last week against the Saints, and now he gets to play again, the worst rushing defense in football. I like him to score as well. The over on the rushing yards, there's a same-game parlay for you right there. And then we have... everybody's been all over this, but, I'm just going to continue to pound it. The 49ers are minus 7 against the Jets. I don't understand that. I don't understand how they opened up at like minus 4, minus 5, minus 6. I don't know what Vegas thinks they knows, but what I know is that Kyle Shanahan is a million times the coach that Adam Gase is, and I know that the 49ers are getting healthier while the Jets are not. No Jamison Crowder, no Jamal Adams, they traded him, opt-outs, before the season started on the defensive side of the ball. The 49ers are getting Brandon Ayuk, their first-round pick, back. He's going to play today. They signed Mohamed Sanu, who is familiar, obviously, played with Kyle Shanahan in Atlanta. He's going to play today. They still have Kendrick Bourne. They have Jordan Reed. Tevin Coleman should play a little bit more now that he's not dealing with the air quality issues in California. So overall, yes, the 49ers minus 7, yes, please. And then one that intrigues me a lot. I like this a lot. The Vikings and Colts under. I've seen it anywhere at like 48, 48.5, 49, and I don't really understand why it's so high. Both defenses are pretty solid. Now, I know Phillip Rivers should be able to take advantage of that secondary, but the Colts are banged up. No Jack Doyle. Trey Burton's already out. Michael Pittman is not going to play. Both teams like to run the ball, which we like for under bettors, right? Run that clock. Neither offense is that exciting to me, so I like that under. I don't see why this game has more points than a game like the Bucks and Panthers, where again Brady could get to 35, 38 points by himself. So like the under there, and then I like some of the favorites, just like last week. A lot of the favorites came through. This week, Cardinals are minus 7, Ravens are minus 7, Chiefs are minus 8. I like all those, but if you ask me which one I'm most confident in, it is the Arizona Cardinals. I actually had to put a small wager on them before the season to win the NFC West. Why? Because this offense with Cliff and Kyler, as we saw in Week 1 with DeAndre Hopkins, wheels up. And their defense, I think, is better than we want to give them credit for because they do have some blue chip players with Chandler Jones, Patrick Peterson, Budda Baker, first-round pick Isaiah Simmons, and they get to play at home today against Washington. Now, this should be a fun game from a DFS perspective, one that's kind of under the radar. We've got Logan Thomas coming out of nowhere. Could be, the next Darren Waller, 8 targets last week. Obviously, Terry McLaurin is a fantastic GPP play. They're not giving Antonio Gibson as much run as we want just yet. They're not going to have the firepower, especially on the road, even though there's not really any fans, to stick with the Cardinals in this game. I think the Cardinals win by double digits pretty easily. Those are my favorite bets of the week. Let's get this money.